Hi, we're going to do one more example that involves operations with fractions, and it's going to be a mixed operations example. We're going to do kind of a long problem, and I'm going to recopy this on a separate sheet of paper because there won't be enough room on this one. So, mixed operations example, you might want to label this. And again, we're going to go to a separate sheet of paper, and our problem is 1/3 minus 2/5 times 3/4 divided by 1/10. Alright, in Math 99 you learned the order of operations. You learned that we always do anything in parentheses or any grouping symbols first. Then we take care of any exponents. Then we do multiplication or division, whichever comes first from left to right. And then last we do addition or subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. So in looking at this problem, what do we have? We have subtraction, multiplication, and division. So what should we do first? Not the subtraction, that's the lowest man on the totem pole. We should do the multiplication because it comes first, and then the division. These two are ranked equally, but you do whichever one comes first from left to right. So I'm going to draw a little V here, and I'm going to take care of this first. So what do we do to multiply fractions? Let's remind ourselves. We just multiply straight across the top and multiply straight across the bottom. So rewrite the problem as you go. I didn't do anything with the 1/3 yet, so bring it down. Haven't done the subtraction yet, but 2 times 3 is 6, and 5 times 4 is 20. Alright, and then bring down divided by 1/10 because we haven't done that yet. Alright, next. What should we do next? The subtraction or the division? Well, again, division comes before subtraction on the ranking order of the order of operations. So I'm going to do this first. And it just so happens that I made this problem turn out kind of nice accidentally, because I can actually divide straight across and divide straight across the bottom and get a nice answer, and divide straight across the top and get a nice answer. This one actually turns out kind of nice. I don't have to flip the second fraction and multiply, because look what happens. We get 6 divided by 1 is 6, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. This one actually works when you divide straight across. But beware, that doesn't always happen. Remember the first example we did in the division problem? We tried to divide 3 divided by 1. That works, but 4 divided by 3 did not. So in this division problem, we had to invert or flip upside down the second fraction and multiply them to get our correct answer. But lucky us, this one turns out nicer. Now, I've got to do my subtraction last. Now, subtraction, we need a common denominator. So I have to ask myself, well, let's see, what do 3 and 2 both go into? They don't go into each other, so I can't use either the 3 or the 2 for a denominator, but they do both go into 6. So notice how I get this ready. I get my denominators ready, and I put the subtraction sign back between them. And now I ask myself, 1/3 is the same as how many sixths? Well, I'm just doubling the bottom, so I just double the top. 1/3 is the same as 2/6. Let's take a look at this one. To get to 6, I need to multiply by 3. So I multiply the top by 3 also, and I get 18. Now I'm ready to subtract, but look at this one. It's 2 subtract 18. I'm subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number. So you should expect to get a negative number. 2 subtract 18 is the same as 2 plus a negative 18. The negatives win the battle. They're going to have more troops than the positives. They're going to have 16 more. Check it with your calculator. 2 subtract 18 is negative 16. So I get negative 16 on top. I keep the denominator the same. Now we need to do 2 more things with this problem. We need to simplify it and perhaps turn it into an improper mixed number. So I can divide both the top and bottom by 2 because they're even. On top I get negative 8. On the bottom I get 3. Now I can leave it like this, or I can turn it into a mixed number. 3 goes into 8 twice, 2 whole times, but remember it's negative. 3 times 2 is 6. That leaves 2 out of 3 left over. Either of these answers would be just fine. Now I'm also going to show you how to do this problem in your calculator. I want you to always try them by hand, but then for sure check them in your calculator. So it was 1/3 minus 2/5. Now your calculator knows the order of operations if you have a good one. So I don't have to tell it what to do first. It's going to know after I type the problem in just as I see it. 1 fraction key 3, subtract 2 fraction key 5 times 3 fraction key 4 divided by 1 fraction key 10. Hit enter and I get one of my answers, -2 2/3. You can barely see the fraction bar between the 2 and the 3. If I want the improper answer, I go second or shift, hit my fraction key to turn it from a mixed number into -8/3. Alright.